why I like mental health assessments is you're essentially meeting a person potentially at their lowest, and that assessment period is the entry point for them into a service. So if you start that experience as a positive one and you engage in the assessment as more of a conversation than quite a formalised mental health assessment, you can really get a lot of information out of a client that might be going through a huge crisis, and that experience, which can be initially very scary, can be a positive one, especially when you're looking at getting them admitted, and they might not even want to get admitted to a mental health unit. So I find that very, very rewarding, and it's good for the patient if they have a good experience. The impact with regards to mental health would definitely probably be the support and education piece. So supporting people through their worst times, I think is very rewarding, and also educating people. So educating clients, consumers, also educating their families in terms of monitoring their family members' mental state, risk of relapse, that kind of stuff. I think that education piece is really important, especially when it comes to things like drug and alcohol abuse as well, because there's a lot of people that don't fully understand how addiction works. So I think that education piece is really important. I think the stigma's slowly getting better with things like Are You OK Day and those mental health awareness weeks. I think that's on at the moment. But yeah, I think the stigmas usually are around misinformation or not being aware of what actually defines mental health or drug and alcohol abuse. From what people see on TV, through different cultures, mental health is treated very differently. Yeah, I definitely think it comes down to things like schizophrenia and those quite serious Axis 1 diagnosis that people don't necessarily understand in the wider community. For example, like, that person has split personality disorder when you've got a schizophrenic patient. Those kind of misconceptions, I think, can actually do more harm than good. And also in a clinical kind of setting, when you've got somebody with a diagnosis of borderline personality disorder going into an emergency department, that kind of misconception can be quite difficult for a patient when they're trying to access proper medical care. I think to make it not so scary, because it's not scary, and I think the more people are aware of mental health and how it's on a continuum, so you can be really, really good, you can be in the middle, or you could be really, really bad. I think that awareness that comes with what defines mental health and also what defines addictive behaviours can not make things so scary for people, and they'll be more open to it. More funding. That's pretty much it. More funding in the public sector, that would be amazing. Yeah, that'd be great.